So I think there's a couple of things. First of all, I think probably most of you know that the county has 3 tax measures on the ballot with all of us in 2 weeks, or whether maybe you voted already. Those tax measures are estimated to bring in $13 million for the county, and I do support them. So that's the first piece. I think the second piece is the county's looking at a variety of ways currently to bring in new revenue through its economic development plan. It's looking at upgrading the county event center and has an RFP out right now to look at possibly bringing in some new hotels, some other amenities that would make it possible to bring in some new revenue. I think also the county should be working with, the county has quite a bit of assets, as Supervisor3 likes to say, it's asset rich and cash poor. And so, for example, in Redwood City, the county actually owns quite a bit of land and buildings. And figuring out how to work with the city of Redwood City to make those potential revenue generators, I think, is another piece that can happen. It's got North Fair Oaks and the North Fair Oaks plan, which would upgrade a good portion of the sort of retail area of North Fair Oaks, make it more walkable and also livable, but also try and look at some new opportunities for revenue generation there. And the last thing that I've heard the county starting to look at is on the coast side, looking at trying to bring in some additional maritime business over on the coast side, which could bring in some additional revenue. I'm wrapping up. So I think those are some of the ideas that I've heard the county's working on. I think those are the right ideas. And I do want to say that the leveraging of dollars that we all do as nonprofits and that the county needs to have us do will be a piece of that work.
Thank you. Revenue generation. So, I mean, certainly I would agree that I support the 3 tax measures, but I think there are other ways that we can generate revenue. I think one of the low-lying fruit that I'm trying to work on with my fellow members of the other 20 cities is trying to get back from the county. At this point, redevelopment agencies are no longer in existence. $15 to $25 million of that money is actually going to go back to the county that it did not anticipate getting. Very much and working on a proposal that would take that $15 to $25 million before it goes into the general fund so that it doesn't get dumped in, and actually create an affordable housing trust fund so that the affordable housing homeless piece can get addressed. Potentially 20% of that money could go into this affordable housing trust fund, permanently funded so we can continue to create affordable housing, whether it's through HIP or Mid-Penn or many other folks, bridge housing. I'd take the other 80% and either take all of it and put it into an economic development fund that cities and or / potentially nonprofits who are doing economic development could utilize through an RFP process, or it could indeed get split in another way. But what is important is to make sure that that money that was being used previously to generate additional economic development activities, which ultimately increases property taxes, sales taxes, et cetera, is not lost into the general fund. In addition to that, in East Palo Alto, we had something called Measure C, which I helped pass about 5 years ago. Generate $750,000 as a parcel tax. Could we, with all of you and like-minded folks throughout the county, say, would we be interested in doing something similar to that, where half of the money goes to public safety, the other half goes to nonprofit social service organizations to make sure that we can decrease the level of crime? Maybe it's not associated with crime. Maybe it's associated with something else. But I think those type of collaborations where we go to the public to help. Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So I'm not a believer that taxing and cutting is the way to prosperity. I actually believe, just like this young lady here in the corner said when she said that she was looking for an internship, I think we need to promote ourselves every moment that we can get. I think that's what we're missing. I think we need to get out there and let people know that San Mateo County is open for business. I think we need to get out to the companies that are out here right now and find out which ones are ready to expand and help them expand here. If there's any red tape, we need to get rid of the red tape. Because I think we know that a lot of this stuff that companies have to go through in order even to do business in the county is really not needed. And we can really streamline and do a better job than that. Your other thing is going to be to make sure to bring sustainable jobs, jobs that are going to be able to provide people not only with great salaries, but the ability to buy homes, the ability to go out there and shop and put money back into the economy. I think these are things. Economic development is huge for me, and I think that's going to be the biggest thing that we can do. And this is a perfect opportunity. I heard in the beginning that we are facing challenges. I look at them as opportunities. This is the best opportunity for us to be competitive and to beat the rest. Because I kid you not, we are not the only ones out there in this boat. There are others out there, and they're vying for the same type of business that they would like for their communities. I just want to get there first. And just real quickly, tourism. Tourism is a multi-billion-dollar business. What we should be doing is we should be trying to figure out to try and get more people into the county shopping here. And that way you're also getting more people who are going to see our county, how beautiful it is, and want to move here and do business here as well. Thank you.
Well, in the area of new ideas, I think in my work with housing, I've looked at the state's history with secondary dwellings. And I know that for 30 years, the state has thought that that was a way to create infill housing and to build around transit. And so in '83, they passed a law that made it easier to build secondary dwellings. But in 2003, they saw that they had to revisit it because local jurisdictions were not encouraging secondary dwellings. Likewise, Daly City and East Palo Alto have contended with illegal garage conversions without much success. But in my work with HEART, I'm hoping that I can encourage more secondary dwellings because they make sense. And it's an example of a new idea, clear thinking, and collaboration. We need to get mom and pop builders to fill in where the unions don't want to mess with these small projects, to build our tax base, put people back to work, and take care of our housing need, which is so outrageous in this county, as we all know. That's my idea.
So you remember I'm a business owner, and I'm out there with my clients, which are mostly small business owners and families. The biggest complaint, the biggest thing that I hear is more taxes, no jobs. If we're going to make $17 million on a new tax proposition, we may be losing much more money than that attracting business to San Mateo County, from tourism and even businesses here in San Mateo County. I'd like to create more incentives for business owners to create more jobs, something that is permanent, that it is ours. Once you have